Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today's video is a crazy one. I was starting out to make this card, all was going well, and then, well, no, it was never going well. It was always a mess, and at some point I just had to stop and say, I'm taking this whole thing apart, and I'm not even gonna edit it out. I'm gonna show it to you guys. That's how bad it was. It wasn't just the card. I didn't put lotion on my hands. I didn't take this old fingernail polish that was all chipped. I didn't take it off. I started putting down this piece of cardstock that wasn't even supposed to be down yet because I needed to put something else down instead. And what I'm trying to make here is one of those Anna Griffin Spinner cards. And I was like, okay, those look pretty cool. They came in a kit. I never had it, but I wanted to try it. And I was like, maybe I could just make it myself. So I just started cutting out some stuff and, trying to make it as decorative as possible. And then, saying, well, what else can I do to it? And then just like putting it together, realizing, first of all, once you look at these colors do not go together. So mistake already mistake number 4. Because I don't even have the string in there. Then I forgot to cut out the center of the die cuts before I put them on. So now I'm like, oh my gosh, how am I going to get these die cuts cut out now? So I have to flip it over to the back to cut out the die cuts in the circle, which I should have did before I even glued them down. But I shouldn't have even glued them down because I didn't have the string on there. And so then that's like, what, number 5, 6, who knows? And then when I looked at the card, I realized that the die cutting machine flattened out my die cuts after running it through to get that circle cut out. So now everything just looks really flat. The colors don't go. It's really gross. It's super messed up. And now I'm putting these corners on. And then once I realized after I put the corners on, I don't even put them on straight. Like, what was going on in my head? What was going on in my mind? I do not know. I'm going to turn this card over once I get these corners on, and you're going to just see the whites of the white parts, the backings of the corners sticking out on the other side of the cardstock. It's so horrible. I'm telling you, it's super horrible. So here I am. Here's a picture of me like starting to take this whole thing apart. So I wanted to show you how I recovered from this massive disaster of a card that I was in the middle of making. And this also made a little bit more of a disaster while I was trying to fix it. You'll see that in just a second. So, I'm taking a spatula. So I already took off the top part. I'm taking a spatula and my hot, what is this thing called? And my heat tool. And I'm just like gonna, heat up the glue and scrape it off with it. But now look, what I burned the paper. So now the paper's burnt up. I'm telling you guys, it's like, how did all these things happen all at once? But I'm like, I'm going to keep it going because I'm like, what if this was my last piece of paper? It wasn't, but what if it was, and am I just going to say, okay, bye-bye Anna Griffin paper. Sometimes this paper costs so much money. I'm not, I can't just say, I messed up and rip it up and go get another one and start over. Now, if you can, definitely do that. But sometimes you only get 2 sheets of paper, like of that pattern in your pack or whatever, and you're like, wait a minute, I can't. I need these pieces. I can't just throw this out. And that was where I was at right here. I don't have a whole lot of Christmas paper, and I know that some's coming out on the 12th, but I don't know, with the talks of the way that things are going in the world right now, I'm not sure I can even fathom buying anything, even though I want to buy the Create. I'm just like in a space. So I'm like, pulling out everything I already have that's Christmas related. What can I do with it? So this spinner card was like, yeah, I'm going to, do the whole Christmas in July thing that everyone is doing. I did it last year. I really liked it. It was fun. And it, pushes me into the season when I'm not ready to be there, but it pushes me there. So this is a close-up of where we're at, how I burned my paper, what the other side looked like. You know what it looked like, had cardstock on it and everything, and here's me like really just challenging myself to get it off of there and keep going. So I'm pulling all this paper off with this spatula, and it's coming off. It's doing a great job of pushing it right off of the paper, and then it's not destroying the paper, which I really think is a great thing for me right now. I mean, I don't know what it's going to do if your cardstock is not as high quality as this piece of cardstock is, but this, if you're using some good quality cardstock, then you should be able to do this also. And if you've ever had a card go, or any project go completely awry and you recovered, let me know. What did you do? How did you do it? Teach me everything that you guys know how to do, because if I ever do mistakes, I need to fix them and not rip up my projects. I really like this heat gun, getting the glue up or heating up the glue. Somebody told me about that in the comments section once before when I was really having a hard time. Oh my gosh, I was probably doing the same thing, destroying my card, and they told me to do that. Well, now that I've gotten all of the cardstock up off of the paper, what I need to do is get that glue residue up off of there now. So I just want to see, how much of it I can get off with the spatula. And then I'm going to grab my secret weapon, which is this rubber eraser. And if you scrub, it takes off all of the adhesive. Sorry that the camera is shaking, but yeah, it will take off all of that adhesive. And so that's what I did. So also all of the adhesive came up off of the card. And so it's almost like starting with a blank slate, minus the fact that I burned the paper. Oh my gosh, rookie mistake, right? Oh my goodness. But yeah, just rub and get that off. Okay, and here's what the card is looking like so far. Pretty good. Wish I hadn't burned it, but it's good. And we're going to open it up and look at the inside. And you can see those corners where I just did not put those corners on straight. I am going to cut those down to make sure that that's all even on the other side. I don't think I did that on camera, but I did end up doing that. So here we are, back with our card to start all over with a fresh slate. So I just grabbed a piece of string. I think it was baker's twine, and I just took a strand from that. And I'm just going to use my Barely Art glue to glue that down to the cardstock. Now, what I don't recommend is that you give this card, sell this card. Give it to someone you know, or a friend or a family member or something like that who doesn't mind. But I wouldn't sell this card after you've done all this surgery to it. All right, so I'm just gonna let this string dry, and now I'm gonna go in with a new die cut that is a better color choice, but I'm not gonna make the same mistake. I'm not gluing it down. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open up the card and see where it sits. I know you guys thought, oh Lord, she's gonna do it again. I'm not gonna do it again. I'm just gonna use my pencil to trace out the shape so that I do not make that same mistake again. And anywhere I put a pencil mark on the paper by accident, I'm just erasing that off. And I really like that this die cut tucks into the paper. And so on the other side, now I'm not going to make that same mistake again where I run it through the die cutting machine. I was like, oh my gosh, I can't run it through the die cutting machine because it'll flatten it. So what I ended up doing is taking my craft knife and cutting it out that way. I already know y'all didn't have no faith in me. You thought I was gonna do it. Nope, not me. I am not gonna do it again. Not making the same mistake twice. Using this craft knife here I am going to fix this card. It is going to work and is going to be amazing. I am 100% positive. So after this glue is dried on this string, I am going to take some Scotch tape and tape it down because I do not want it moving. I do not want it coming off. I don't want any of those things. I want this card to work. And you see my cut out pieces over there on the side, and those are the ones that we're going to be gluing back on. You know, I'm making this exact same card. I'm just going to do it better. And you can just see that the colors work so much better because this is a metallic cardstock. Well, the other one was like foil cardstock, but this one is like all foil, and it just like brings a light to the card and brightens it up a whole lot more. I like it like that. So I'm also going to cut off these extra strings over here because there's no need for those. This is a collage card topper from last year's Christmas box, which I had bought. I think I bought 4 of those Christmas boxes, and I used 3 of them, and I still have 1 left. So why am I thinking about buying this year's Christmas box? I don't know, but I am. So I'm going to take my pencil, and I'm going to go over the back circle because I'm going to cut these out because I want the ribbon part on top, or what is it called? Banner? No, it's called a, well, whatever it's called. That's what I want. I want that. Maybe it is called a banner portion of there to go on the top and the bottom of this card. And so I'm just going to use my scissors and follow along the lines there and cut these out because I really like how they have the foiling on them. I mean, I could cut this out of just a regular piece of paper, but it's just not going to be as fancy, right? And so, I mean, like I said, I bought so many of those boxes. I have so many of these card toppers, you guys. I'm sure you do too. I'm just glad Christmas is coming around again so that I can use some of this stuff up. But I know, how am I going to really be using it up if I'm buying another box? That means I have to do it in July, during the Christmas in July, right? That's when you use up all your old Christmas supplies so that you can buy new Christmas supplies. I think today is the 11th, so that today's special starting tonight at midnight. Oh my gosh. Well, you'll know by my next video whether I bought it or not. I'll let you guys know if I remember. Don't hold me to it. You can always ask me in the comments section below if I bought it or not. And if you're enjoying this video, like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll keep this channel up and running even during these times that they're talking about are coming. Oh, Lord. Help us, save us all. Okay, so I have this bell. It's a double, it's like well, it's a, I don't know, what is it? It's an embellishment, and there's 2 of them on there, you know. Okay, so I'm gonna pull this apart because I want to use both of them, and there's no reason for me to need a dimensional bell for this. And you can see that there's adhesive on the inside, and this is another hack for if you need something or you want to do something. You've seen me do this before, but this is my hack. I love it. And that's take the rubber eraser again. I told you it would be making another appearance, and use it for what it was intended to do, which is remove adhesive. And we're going to remove this adhesive from off of this so that we can use this embellishment, so that we can have 2 instead of using 2 and only having none left, because sometimes there's only 2 in the box. I really do think there were only 2 bells in the whole Christmas box. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do that to that bottom part of this bell, and then you're gonna see this bell later on in the video. I'm gonna put it aside for right now, and we're gonna move on to the next thing, which is adding a border around the circle. So it just, you know, it looks weird the way it is, just empty like that. So we're gonna put a border around it, And wow, that just brings it to life right there. My glue splodged out onto the other side. And of course, I will be using that glue eraser. Life-saving tool, you guys. Oh my gosh, if you don't have one, get one. I don't even know how I ended up with one, but I'm so glad that I have it. I did not know all the things that that glue eraser could do, but I try it on everything. I also read that you can use it to clean shoes and stuff. I'm going to be trying that very soon. Won't be on this channel. We don't clean shoes on this channel, but I am going to be trying it out. And then the inside circle that we cut out in the beginning, I then took a smaller circle die cut and cut it out so that I could use it for my the spinner part. But I need two of them because I need one for the front of the string and one for the back of the string. So I just cut out another one out of the same pattern paper. And so the way I'm going to have it is I'm going to have the pattern that is actually on the front of the card on the front, and the pattern that is on the back of the card on the back. So it still is almost like the same card. Like, I didn't want to add a different pattern into this. I had already messed it up. I had already been through a lot, you guys. Been through so much. I'm like, make life easier. Just go with what you see. And then this was a sticker, so I'm just going to take the backing off of it and add some glue, and then put that down in the center of that circle. And I'm going to do that to the back side also with the other bell. And this is what the card is looking like so far. It is back up and running, back in commission. The spinner is nothing is interfering with the spinner, but we are not done. We could be done. I mean, it looks amazing just right now, but we are not done. We're going to keep on adding things. We're going to do the inside, just go all out with this. So here's our Pebeo gilding wax, and I'm going to use this just to give this die cut a little bit of color and to pop out the design on there, which are pine cones. These came from an embossing folder, and there also were bells in there. I don't know why I used the pine cones and not the bells, but don't judge me. It is what it is. When you make your card, make sure you use the bells because it makes way more sense. Okay. And so we're just going to add that on. And they say that once it's dry, that you should take a paper towel and go over it, and then it kind of buffs it out. I don't got time for all of that. We are moving on. I am putting this on my card because the frustration on this thing was real. I'm not playing with you guys. Okay, so I'll tell you a little bit about why. I know I've said this before, and I'll probably say it again. I'm trying to upload more. I'm trying to get this channel up and running, getting it off of the ground. It's been slowly but surely just kind of going at its own pace, but I kind of want to push the limits a little bit. Not too much because, not too much, but at least have 2 videos a week. I'm gonna try to push myself to 3. Last week I got 2. This week I have this one, and I also have 2 more planned. So help me, you guys. Subscribe to the channel. put the comments, like just push the like button, you know, push it, let me know, and let YouTube push it out, and then, you know, maybe that'll give me some motivation to do more, to be better. All right, so we do have to cover over that burned up part of the card. I can't believe I did that. And I did that with another, just, I mean, I was gonna do that anyway, right? We weren't gonna just leave that space uncovered looking like that. We just weren't going to do that. No, that's not how we roll around here, right? And so this is a glitter cardstock, and the inside of that, we're gonna take it and add some glue and place it back down over the top of the circle, and then we're gonna close the card over the top of it. And I'm gonna be putting all of the things that I'm using, you know, on the video. You'll see it all, because I forgot to mention that bow right there and where it came from, but you'll see it all. You're probably seeing it all right now. I'm just like saying that to make sure that I actually do it, because if I don't, I won't, and then I'll just put this video up without any, and then people will be asking me, where'd that bow come from? Where did that pine cone thing come from? Where? And all. I should have did it. I should have put it in the video. Okay, so now I'm putting some corners on. I was a little perplexed about what to do on the inside of this card, but I think that this works. And then, you know, it gives it some interest on the inside, very pretty on the outside, and I like it. It's going well. So this is an impression die, and I thought, oh, you can put that on the inside because it's almost the same size as the circle that I used, and so you'll match whatever embellishment to whatever size you have yours, and then I put that sentiment, you know, that kind of can go on the inside. Now, I'm not going to do that right now because I'm ready for this video to be over, but you guys can. And so I'm pulling it off. I know it would only took me like a second to do it, right? But here's our finished product. Here it goes. And it spins. It works. It's good. I recovered this card. It didn't get ruined forever. All right, you guys, thank you for watching this video. We will see you in the next one, which hopefully will be in a couple of days. And goodbye.